Hello there. This is Being God's Obedient Servant channel. As you can tell once again from the description, this is Numbers chapter 2. This one is really, I'm going to go ahead and tell you ahead of time, unless you just want to know it, ain't really much here. This is still talking about numbering of the armies, except this one is just giving the names, the numbers, and where they should be pitching their tents. That's it. That's pretty much it. But the main thing you get from the lessons of these is the obedience of the people. Because when God commands, they do. Just like, as we're supposed to be today, we're supposed to obey the commands given us. So, if you're new to this channel, I highly recommend that you go find Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, and start from there. I try to record these in chronological order, as the Bible is. Of course, the newest is showed. All you have to do in the sort is switch to oldest on my page, and you should go straight to Genesis chapter 1. Should be the first. Should be the first one then. So. But, like I said, we're going to go ahead and jump right on in here. There's only 34 verses, and it's going to be a straight read and a short lesson. So, let's continue. Chapter 2, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. And on the east side toward the rising of the sun shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies of Nahshon the son of Amminadab shall be captain of the children of Judah. Now I'll pause there for a second. From my knowledge, at this time, the compass has not been determined yet. North, south, east, west. But yet they were already named. Now I could be wrong on how old the compass is. But I don't believe that it even been invented yet. But it said here, they already knew that east was the rising of the sun. So there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that you're going to see that, like in New Testament, Jesus says, before you harm the innocent, it's better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and cast yourself into the depths of the sea. It's pretty much better for you to do that instead of harm innocents. That even goes towards these abortion stuff today. Those are innocent lives being murdered. Now, what we understand about the depths of the sea is the depths of the sea is crushing. A millstone weighs about a ton. That's 2,000 pounds. How fast will 2,000 pounds sink in the ocean? And how long can you go without oxygen before you pass, before you die? I think they normally say eight, kind of like 8 minutes or something like that, or even 5 minutes. I don't really know how long it'd be before you die from holding your breath or anything, or lack of oxygen from holding your breath in the ocean before you suffocate. But you would sink to the depths far enough for the ocean to crush you like a grape before you were to die. The ocean would crush you to death before you died of lack of oxygen. So this is even spoken into the Bible. They could not get to those depths. There was no scuba gear or anything of that nature then. But Jesus already knew the depths of the ocean and how, what they would do to a human being. We know this today, but even then, the people that Jesus told this to, they didn't know. because no one ever been down there, those depths. But so so these are little cues where we need to pay attention to the Bible just to show how much they already knew and what was being told about the world and the knowledge God was sharing with people for them to have this knowledge. Like I said, I may be wrong about the age of a compass. I do know magnets were found fairly a long time ago, but using a magnet on a metal rod, on a cork or something floating in water, and it's spinning and pointing a certain direction, that's how you make a compass. But I don't think that they knew this then. I don't think they had the ability to make a needle to do that. As I said, I may be wrong, but let's continue on here. Verse 4. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 314,600. And those that do pitch next unto him shall be the tribe of Issachar, and Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, shall be captain of the children of Issachar. And his host and those that were numbered thereof were 54,400. Then the tribe of Zebulun and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun. And his host and those that were numbered thereof were 57,400. All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and fourscore thousand and 6,400. Throughout their armies these shall first set forth. Now, of course, you're going to see every time they mention one, this is the first rank. This is the first line of defense against anybody that may attack. Or the first one sent out to, defend, anybody attacking or to even do an attack. So, continue on here. Verse 10. On the south side shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben, according to their armies, and the captain of the children of Reuben shall be Eliezer, the son of Shittier, and his host and those that were numbered thereof were 46,500. And those which pitch by him shall be the tribe of Simeon, and the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Shelumiel, the son of Jerishadai. I think I said that right. Jerishadai. Good enough. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 59,300. Then the tribe of Gad, and the captain of the sons of Gad shall be Elisaph, the son of Reuel. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 45,650. All that were numbered in the camp of Reuben were 100,050 and 1,450 throughout their armies, and they shall set forth in the second rank. Then the tabernacle of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp. As they encamp, so shall they set forward every man in his place by their standards. On the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim according to their armies, and the captain of the sons of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Ammihud. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 40,500. And by him shall be the tribe of Manasseh, and the captain of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 32,200. Then the tribe of Benjamin, and the captain of the sons of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 30,005,400. All that were numbered of the camp of Ephraim were 100,000 and 8,000 and 100 throughout their armies, and they shall go forward in the third rank. The standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies, and the captain of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, the son of Amish, Mishadai. Sorry for that background noise. One of my dogs decided to try to drink the whole bowl. I had to pause everything there. Just still took another 20 or 30 seconds. I can't remember. I don't even know. I think that was. Oh, they drink so loud sometimes. Sorry about that. So, verse 26. And his host of those that were numbered of them were 62,700. And those that encamped by him shall be the tribe of Asher, and the captain of the children of Asher shall be Pagiel, the son of Ukran. And his host and those that were numbered of them were 41,500. Then the tribe of Naphtali, and the captain of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahira, the son of Enan. And his host of those that were numbered of them were 50,004,400. All they that were numbered in the camp of Dan were 100,000 and 7,600. They shall go hindmost with their standards. These are those which were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers. All those that were numbered of the camps throughout their host were 600,000 and 3,550. But the Levites were not numbered among the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they pitched by their standards, and so they set forward every one after their families according to the house of their fathers. Like I said, that's the end of chapter 2. Pretty straightforward reading. And so as they end up traveling through the wilderness, people that do know the Bible for 40 years, and they must do camps like this every night. Well, I'm saying, I'll say every night they had to do camps like this, because some days, even months on end, they didn't move. Because remember, at the other part, they only moved when the cloud moved. They followed the cloud by day and the fire by night. So, but yeah, so they honestly, it should only have taken them maybe a couple of weeks to make the trip. But they are brought to the River Jordan that they're supposed to cross over to the Promised Land. But they disobey God, or hesitate when God commands them. And so their punishment is, even for Moses doesn't get to see the Promised Land either. But it's the children of the adults, the children of the ones that sin, kind of disobey God, sin against God, they get to go, but Moses and the parents of those don't. They stay in the wilderness until they die, which is the desert. So, but yeah, there's consequences to disobeying God in every way, in every aspect. Sometimes you could be suffering in life right now, and it's all because you disobeyed God before. And sometimes we do it and don't even know that we've done it, and it will cost us later on. But make no mistake that this is just, our first life is just a trial. How we live it, what we do, whom we follow, It all comes up on Judgment Day. If we follow God, we get access to the kingdom. If we don't, the lake of fire. There's only two options. There's two masters. There's God and Satan. You're following one or the other. If you're not following God, you are following Satan, regardless of what you think or say, because you're following the world. The world right now is governed by Satan. So if you're chasing money, chasing the opposite sex, sexual pleasure, if you're chasing anything other than God, you're doing it wrong. We're not to be attached to anything on this earth, because it's not going with us. It won't be there in the afterlife. You know, we can love the earth. We can love what God has given us as a gift. We can care for it and everything that as we are commanded to. We're to tend to it. But in the end, everything that we know will be gone. It'll all be different one day. So, what will heaven be like? Don't know. What will the next life be like? Don't know. It's just going to be in God's kingdom. It'll be no pain, no suffering, no sadness. It's pretty much stuff that we can't contemplate right now. As human beings that are on earth, we cannot contemplate. You know, we can't even fathom the thought of a life without problems, or having to plan ahead, plan for our future, plan for retirement, you know, or prepare to pay bills the next month, or going to the store, or whatever you need to do to get food. Yeah, all that stuff will be provided for, and all we have to do is serve the Lord, and that's it. We won't have to work. Well, more than likely, just like in the beginning times, have a garden to tend. You know, it ain't really doing the gardening. It's just clean it. You know, any fallen limbs, you know, may pull some weeds. I don't know. I don't think, well, actually, weeds shouldn't exist then. All the thorns, thistles, and weeds and pestilence, that was after the fact. Those didn't exist on the earth before Satan took over. And Satan didn't take over till Eve sinned, and then convinced Adam to sin. You know, so first two humans on earth sinned. That puts Satan in charge of the world, and it's like, well, they was cast out of the garden, and all the other pestilence and poisonous things and thorns, thistles, everything that can cause us harm and problems. All that stuff came after the fact. So those won't be there. You know, it's, as I said, it's hard for us to even think of it. I can't even imagine it either. You know, it's I can't, you know, I really can't wait for it. I'd be happy for it, because, you know, there is a lot of suffering in this world. You know, I don't like to see it. I don't like to feel it. I don't like sadness and loneliness, but, you know, I have to deal with it. Because the one thing that happens when you serve the Lord is, you know, the more you serve the Lord, unless you actually have someone in your life that serves the Lord just as much as you, you're not really going to have too many people in your life. The straight and narrow is narrow for a reason, because very few people do it. The other way is, was it, I just read it too, darn it. I keep forgetting certain words, but it talks about the gate being wide and broad of the people that's heading to the lake of fire, versus the straight and narrow of the people that's following God. I mean, I even got family members call themselves Christians, but they don't live it. I've tried talking to them about it, but they're the first ones to attack you. They don't want to hear from you. You're just trying to say, hey, I worry about you. I don't want you to end up in that bad place. Then they do the same thing as other worldly people do. You're not supposed to judge people. I'm like, the Bible then says, you do not unjustly judge. But if someone lives a sinful life with no care or worries about God, then chances are they're not a godly person. Then you point out that they're sinning against God and they attack you, which is pretty much attacking the Word of God. So you really can't do nothing else. Our jobs as Christians, in Old Testament they didn't spread the gospel. They had to obey. It says in New Testament that we live under as Christians, being Christ-like, our job is to spread the gospel, to spread the joy of Jesus. The joy of salvation. But it's not our job to convince people to follow God or to obey. We're just supposed to share it. But also we're supposed to live it. And that's how we share it the most, is by living it. So, this is a pretty much straightforward reading. I can't remember too much about Numbers. Some parts of it, of course, as I say, it's going to be a little bit of dry reading. Some things you're going to learn a lot. Some areas you may not. And that's just the way this part of the Bible is. It said most of this stuff was for the Jewish people, so they understand their lineage. Who they came from, or this, that, and the other, who the ones in it, And so mostly the New Testament is for us, but lots of the Old Testament is for us as well, because there's rules in there that still abide today. And that's what I like to do with my channel here, is to educate people on what applies today to us as Christians and what doesn't. But so I'm going to go ahead and end this lesson here. Once again, prayers. Pray for the world. Pray for each other. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Pray for yourself. There's troubling times coming. There's an election coming up soon. Hoping that we can get a few things fixed here in America before the lazy people that want socialism take over and vote out the Constitution and end up as slaves, and then saying, hey, this is not what we wanted. And I'm like, well, that's what you got, because that's what socialism is. It's slavery of society. Always has been, always will be. There's no right way of doing it. The only true way of peace is God's way, but you have to let God rule your life and rule your society. Then you will live in peace. Other than that, well, even then, in just this first life, you're still going to have trials and tribulations. It's said by God, it must be. No one comes to the kingdom unharmed. No one goes through life without being, dealing with trials and tribulations. Everyone will. So until next time, God bless, good night, and goodbye.